Top star Victoria used to be my ex-girlfriend. On a variety show, I was forced to send her a message asking, "Do you still like me?" To my surprise, she coldly and quickly replied with a single word, "No." Furious, I immediately blocked her. But just a second later, Victoria started a live broadcast. During the live, she drank until she was unconscious, crying her heart out, begging for us to get back together. She said loudly, "I know you love watching girls on the edge. After we broke up, I've been practicing to be just like them, hoping to win you back." She stood up and pretended to lift her skirt. I am Sincere, a popular male star in the entertainment industry. During a prank variety show, it seemed like I was cursed, losing 3 games in a row. The host, with a mischievous smile, suggested a punishment, sending a message to my ex-girlfriend asking if she still liked me. I hesitated, but my rival, the new rising star Ethan, taunted me. "What's wrong, Sincere? Can't handle it? Is your ex-girlfriend someone embarrassing?" I ignored him, steeled myself, and pulled Victoria's familiar orange cat profile picture from the blacklist. With her busy schedule, she might not even see the message. Holding on to this slim hope, I nervously sent the message. "Do you still like me?" The reply came instantly, "No." Cold, concise, and straightforward, no room for ambiguity. Given how badly our breakup had gone, this was the expected answer. The host tried to lighten the mood, laughing. "Didn't expect Sincere to get rejected, too. Your ex seems pretty strong-willed." I wanted to explain that it was just a prank game, but since she had already rejected me, there was no point. Under the host's urging, I re-blocked her and continued with the game. After the recording ended, I checked my phone to find 99 plus new messages, mostly from industry friends and some from old-school groups, all asking about the broadcast. There were also numerous missed calls. When my phone rang again, I answered to hear my agent, Rebecca, urgently but amusedly saying, "Sincere, why didn't you tell me your ex was Victoria? She's a top-tier celebrity. If you stir up some publicity with her, the hype will be off the charts." I was shocked. "Rebecca, how did you know Victoria was my ex?" I made sure the camera didn't catch my phone screen during the recording. Besides, her profile picture is just a common orange cat, nothing revealing. Rebecca laughed. "Check the VCR. Haha. Just watch her live broadcast and you'll understand." At home, still confused, I opened the live broadcast. Victoria, the top star who rarely participates in variety shows, was now broadcasting live late at night. Although it was already late, her live stream attracted millions of viewers, with numbers still growing. Sitting on the floor with several empty wine bottles around her, Victoria, wearing a black knitted dress, looked lonely and vulnerable under the dim light. Her tear-filled eyes stared at the screen, looking like a fragile, crying bunny, completely different from her usual cold and untouchable image. With a choked voice and trembling emotions, she started, "Hello everyone, I'm Victoria. Sincere, I love you. I really love you. They told me women should be reserved, that if you show interest too easily, men won't treasure you. That's why I denied it." While speaking, she messaged frantically, only to see the red exclamation marks indicating message failures. Fans commented, "Just finished Sincere's show and came to Victoria's live stream. This is like a drama series. And Sincere's ex is Victoria? What a twist." Others added, "Victoria's live broadcast after the rejection, she must really love him. And this is beyond a drama, it's a real emotional roller coaster." Holding a photo of us during happier times, she murmured, "Sincere, please don't ignore me. If you're destined to have a girlfriend, why can't it be me? What did I do wrong? Tell me, why did we break up? Why did my dear Sincere leave me?" Victoria looked up at the camera, tears glistening in her eyes. Sitting in front of the screen, her question made my heart sink. I couldn't bear to look her in the eyes and tossed my tablet aside. Thankfully, Victoria's friends, who seemed to have had enough, finally ended the live broadcast. But the recording went viral online. The next day, hashtags like "Comfort their served sister, she looks fragile" trended to the top, with a huge, explosive sign next to them. Following closely were Victoria Love Brain and top star Cold Goddess Image Shattered. My social media was flooded with comments from fans, mostly asking about the breakup with Victoria. Some diehard fans of Victoria even pleaded, "Can you at least say something to her, even if it's to scold her?" Victoria had always been amazing, beautiful, with a great figure, and a good family background, not to mention considerate and sweet, but she was incredibly clingy and possessive. She wanted to be with me every second, even when I was busy. If I didn't reply to her messages within 3 hours, she would call me non-stop. If it was over 10 hours, she would video call me, and if it was more than a day, she would file a missing persons report. Whenever there was a rumor about me and another female star, she would take leave and rush back to confront me, clinging to me until I reassured her multiple times. At that time, both Victoria and I were at the peak of our careers, constantly busy with filming and endorsements. Our relationship had become a hindrance to our professional growth, so I decided to break up with her. That night, she stood in the rain all night, calling until her phone died, but I never looked back. My thoughts were interrupted by my agent, Rebecca, who patted me on the shoulder and said, "Sincere, Victoria asked me to tell you she wants to meet with you." I sighed and replied, "It's better not to. Now that she's sober, a meeting would just be awkward." After Victoria's live broadcast went viral, my popularity also skyrocketed. A famous live variety show extended an invitation to me. At first, I was hesitant because my well-known rival, Ethan, was also on the guest list, but after seeing the show's offer, I couldn't resist. On the day of the broadcast, I arrived at the recording site early. The director mysteriously announced that apart from the listed guests, there was also a special guest invited. Amidst cheers, the door slowly opened, and I was stunned. There stood Victoria, with her gorgeous wavy hair, pale complexion, and alluring beauty mark near her eye. Standing nearly 170 centimeters tall with a slender waist and long legs, she exuded a cold and distant aura when not smiling. Why was she here at the peak of controversy? The live comments exploded, with fans saying, "Victoria's here, everyone clear the way," and attending a show with her ex? This is going to be wild. Others added, "Victoria must be here to win him back," and "This is not just a show, it's a real-life drama." Victoria walked in, and all the guests were momentarily stunned. After glancing at me, she was warmly welcomed by the others. Ethan, leading the pack, eagerly said, "Victoria, I'm a big fan of yours. Do you remember me?" Victoria nodded and replied, "Yes, you're the one who called me an airhead." The room filled with stifled laughter. Even the host couldn't hold back a chuckle. Embarrassed, Ethan scratched his head and muttered, "Victoria, you watched the show? It was all a misunderstanding, just joking around with Sincere, right, Sincere?" Ethan's rare attempt at friendliness didn't interest me. I stayed expressionless in my seat, praying Victoria wouldn't sit next to me. Unfortunately, the gods didn't hear my prayer. Victoria walked straight toward me, closing the distance. She softly asked, "So it was just a prank game that day?" Her voice was light, carrying a hint of inexplicable grievance against the noisy background. I nodded. Yes, it was all fake. Though I didn't intend to deceive her, the situation indeed caused her misunderstanding. Victoria bit her lip, her tearful look making it hard to look away. She quietly said, "But what I said during the live broadcast was true." She paused, then added in a smaller voice, "Please don't avoid me anymore, okay? Am I really that annoying?" I was speechless, wanting to argue that I wasn't avoiding her. But how could I explain that avoiding her at red carpet events, not participating in her starring dramas, and staying at the far end during award ceremonies wasn't intentional avoidance? Soon, the host announced the first icebreaker game, Heartbeat Challenge. Pairs held hands and talked. The pair with the highest combined heart rate would win. Luckily, I was paired with Sophie, a rising actress I had recently worked with, while Victoria was paired with Ethan. Sophie cheerfully greeted, "Sincere, long time no see, did you miss me?" Before the heart rate monitors were even attached, she grabbed my hand. With her blue shoulder-length hair, red tank top, and high-waisted jeans showing off her legs, Sophie exuded warmth and openness. I replied casually, "I missed your sweet and sour fish." Sometimes, when props were scarce on set, Sophie would cook herself, although her cooking wasn't as good as Victoria's. During a difficult period in the industry, when my unreleased dramas piled up and I was under immense pressure, Victoria tried every means to make me eat, even asking her friends for help. That night, I came home to find Victoria in a cat-maid outfit, her ears red with embarrassment. In a husky voice, she said, "Master, please enjoy this millet porridge." Meow. That night, the millet porridge wasn't eaten, but the bedroom saw a lot of action. Lost in these thoughts, my heart rate soared past 120. For some reason, Sophie's heart rate also kept rising. She said, "Sincere, I didn't want to play siblings in that drama. It didn't feel right." I asked, "What do you mean?" She blushed. "Sincere, I wanted to play your girlfriend." As soon as Sophie finished speaking, the host announced the end of the game. A guest teased, "Sophie, you'd say anything to win, huh?" Sophie smirked and released my hand reluctantly. I meant every word. To everyone's surprise, the winners were Victoria and Ethan. The live comments exploded. Victoria didn't even look at Ethan. She was staring at Sincere and Sophie the whole time. And if looks could kill, Sophie would have been reincarnated several times by now. Lively and carefree, Sophie naturally continued the conversation. "So, do you want to change your answer?" The host nodded. "Sure, Sincere, why don't you choose a photo of Victoria from your album instead? We can use that as your answer." My heart skipped a beat, clutching my phone tightly. "No, let's stick with my original answer." The live comments went wild with laughter. "Why are you all shutting down Sincere's answer? Let Ethan speak, I love hearing his comments." And Sincere's neck went stiff. I can only imagine what's in his photo album now. The host quickly shifted the focus. "All right, let's see Victoria's answer then." Victoria showed her board. It read, "Naked." The host was taken aback, struggling to redirect the attention. Unfortunately, Sincere and Victoria didn't match. Let's move on to Sophie and Jason. The comments went crazy. "Is it the naked I'm thinking of? Did I just hear this for free? And Victoria's supposed to be the pure goddess, but she has another side, huh? We really don't deserve this." Others added, "So Sincere's album must have some revealing photos of Victoria. This is getting spicy." After a roller coaster of emotions, we finally reached dinner time. Sophie and Jason were the chefs, while the rest of us helped with preparations. Victoria, having the highest score of the day, was allowed to rest. The host asked everyone about their favorite dishes. When she got to me, I glanced at Victoria and raised my voice. "Sweet and sour fish." The host sighed. "Unfortunately, we don't have fish in today's ingredients." Victoria immediately stood up. "There's still time. I'll go buy some from the town." She borrowed a scooter from the show and sped off. Once she left, I made an excuse to go to the bathroom, sneaked into her dressing room, and pocketed a bag of gold coins from her table. The number of coins determined the quality of the evening's residence. The show had an unwritten rule that coins could be freely exchanged, bought, or even stolen among guests. Victoria, being the top scorer, had the most coins. Despite our long separation, I couldn't help but tease her. After doing so, I returned to the kitchen to continue chopping vegetables. About half an hour later, Victoria returned, soaking wet, with water droplets clinging to her beautiful eyelashes and her clothes wetly outlining her figure. Even in this disheveled state, she looked like a mythical siren. Seeing me, Victoria smiled and showed the fish she bought. All the markets nearby were closed, so I had to go far to get this. "I'll make your favorite sweet and sour fish soon." I asked, "What happened to you?" She proudly lifted her chin. "On my way back, this fish jumped out of the bag and tried to swim away. I couldn't let it escape, so I jumped into the river to catch it. Amazingly, it seemed to grow bigger after I retrieved it." Fish speechless, me speechless. I quickly took the bag, not noticing that the coins fell out of my pocket with a clink. The atmosphere instantly became tense. Ethan was the first to speak. "Sincere, you really outdid yourself. You stole Victoria's coins while she jumped into a river for you, and you're just thinking about winning." I picked up the coins, awkwardly explaining, "I was just keeping them safe from being stolen by someone else." Ethan opened his mouth but couldn't say anything. Victoria's eyes curved into a smile as she handed me her coins. Then please, Sincere, take care of these for me too. I nodded righteously. Sure, leave it to me. Feeling guilty as I looked at Victoria's muddy figure, the live comments rolled in. Did Victoria just almost call Sincere darling? Even after breaking up, their body memory remains. Sincere, you better take care of her. After dinner, Sophie, ranked last, accepted her game punishment, dancing. As the music started, she winked at the audience, steadying the microphone. Her silver earrings gleamed under the lights. This dance is for a very gentle brother, she said. Coming from a girl group, her moves were powerful yet seductive. At the climax, she took off her jacket, revealing a camisole, and we all cheered along with the guests. Suddenly, a cold voice behind me asked, "Enjoying the show?" I turned around to see Victoria's icy expression. "What do you mean?" I asked. Victoria calmly added, "It's fine. If you like watching, go ahead. Don't mind me. This little cut on my hand is nothing. I got it while catching the fish in the river. It doesn't hurt at all." I quickly asked, "You're hurt?" Under the streetlight, my interest in watching the dance vanished. I turned around and lifted her delicate hand, examining it closely. After a while, I found a tiny scratch on the back of her hand. The live comments filled the screen. That scratch will probably heal on its own soon, and Victoria's jealousy is almost tangible through the screen. I never thought I'd describe my favorite star as a vixen, but here we are. Others added, "Sincere clearly still cares about Victoria. He definitely still loves her." Victoria leaned in and whispered, "I have abs too. Don't just look at Sophie, okay?" Her voice was soft and seductive. My heart raced, but I tried to stay calm. "I've seen yours countless times. It's too familiar, no longer attractive," she replied. "Really?" Victoria moved closer, guiding my hand from her collarbone down to a soft, elastic spot. In a breathy voice, she said, "I remember you used to love sliding down here. Have you really grown tired of it?" Whoa, what a bold statement. This can't be broadcasted. I quickly pulled my hand back and hurried to my room, my mind in chaos. The live comments were relentless. "Don't go. Tell us more about the sliding." And "Secretary, I need all the videos of their past relationship within 5 minutes. My friend wants to see their early days." The next morning we were greeted by the show's Truth or Dare game. When the beer bottle spun and pointed at me, Sophie quickly asked, "Sincere, can you accept dating a female celebrity?" The host answered, "Of course." Sincere and Victoria were dating, right? Sophie scoffed. "But they broke up, so it doesn't count." I glanced at Victoria, who was also looking at me. Our eyes met briefly before she looked down. In the next round, Victoria lost. Jason asked a standard question. "Victoria, what are you most afraid of?" She replied, "His back." The host was puzzled. "What do you mean by his back? Can you elaborate?" Victoria explained. "At award ceremonies, galas, and parties, I always see him turning away and leaving." Her gaze fell on me, her voice tinged with grievance, but without blame. The host, feeling awkward, rubbed her hands together and smiled. "Actually, I've always had a question for Victoria. I hope you and Sincere don't mind. Do you still like Sincere?" My heart skipped a beat. I didn't expect the host to be so direct. Victoria's voice carried on the wind. "I've always liked him." Ethan slammed the table and raised his hand. "I have a question. Victoria, why do you like Sincere?" Victoria lifted her eyelids, her watery eyes fixed on me. Her soft lips moved. "There's no reason. Loving Sincere is as natural as breathing." She looked straight at me. "This might not be the right place, but I still want to say, Sincere, give me a chance, okay? We can start as friends or even strangers, as long as you don't avoid me. I know I'm clingy and jealous, and I know you're ambitious. I'll change these flaws. If I'm not good enough, you can teach me. We bought a lot of tools before, remember?" I was speechless. She continued, "Darling, I don't know if I can still call you that. Just let me be selfish this once." Victoria's eyes reddened, but she still smiled gently. "I'm not asking for anything. You can take your time, even a lifetime, to consider. If you don't want to, that's fine too. I just miss you." The live comments went wild. "Sincere, Victoria just wants to date you, let her." And Sincere, you still care about her, don't you? Others added, Sincere, even if you don't want her, at least give her a hug. She's really breaking down. After the Truth or Dare game, the show's ratings soared, and the trending topics kept coming. Even the show's official account tweeted, "Tune in at 8 p.m. tonight to find out the answer to love." The hashtag for Sincere and Victoria's couple name reached its peak, with fans eagerly signing in and discussing their relationship. As I sat in the villa scrolling through my phone, I watched fan-made videos of Victoria and me. The most liked video, an hour long, compiled all our moments together. In different scenes, I was sometimes looking at the audience, sometimes at my agent, and sometimes at the host. Countless times I turned away, but there was always a gaze following me. The top comment read, "Sincere's most iconic back view, but it's Victoria's most painful nightmare. You want my tears? Here, take them all." Another comment said, "Sincere's eyes hold the world, but Victoria's eyes only hold Sincere. If he didn't care, why avoid her?" I believe it's mutual. In the month after our breakup, I experienced withdrawal symptoms. I missed her cooking, her bed, and how she would run to the door like a cat waiting for a kiss when I came home. I missed her warmth and the soft moans and pleas during our intimate moments. Victoria always saw my back, but she didn't know how many times I wanted to turn around and hold her. It took a lot to overcome these feelings and accept that we would never be together again. Now, suddenly, I had a new choice. Sincere. Sophie leaned against the doorframe, interrupting my thoughts. She asked, "I'm curious, what made you so determined to break up with Victoria?" I replied, "One day I was having a terrible day, and when I got home, Victoria said she didn't want me to work anymore. She said she could support me." Sophie paused. "So, you felt your pride as a man was hurt?" I answered, "What pride?" She disrupted my focus. How could I tolerate that? Sophie was speechless. Just because of that? I added, "There were other reasons. At that time, I was struggling in the industry without a proper team or assistant. Victoria was juggling her career and taking care of me, turning down many offers from famous directors. In the eyes of the industry, she was ruining her career for me. I didn't want to drag her down." Sophie nodded. "But Sincere, have you ever thought that in Victoria's heart, you're more important than her career? And now, both of you are more successful than ever. The reasons for your breakup no longer exist. Do you still like her?" I countered, "Why do you say that?" Sophie blinked. "Imagine Victoria and Ethan announcing their relationship." "No way," I blurted out, surprising even myself. Sophie smirked. "I knew it. You're still interesting, Sincere. I almost regret helping her. How about this? Let's date first. If it doesn't work out, you can go back to Victoria." I was speechless. That night, as the first snow fell, I drank cup after cup of soju for courage. Victoria, seeing my state, took the cup from my hand, her eyes filled with concern. "Sincere, am I making things difficult for you?" she asked. Her beautiful face blurred into 2, then 4. "Victoria, don't move," I ordered. "I'm not moving," she replied. "Liar," I said, reaching for her hand but misjudging the distance and falling onto her. Snowflakes landed on her brows as she blushed. "Sincere, you're drunk." "Good," I said, trying to straighten up and hold her close. "I have something to tell you. Victoria, I like you." She replied, "Sincere, I like you too." Her soft laughter tickled my ear. I cupped her face, trying to stop her from moving. "Victoria, I want to do something bad to you," I said, leaning in to kiss her. She held my arm, avoiding my kiss. "You're not sober." Her voice was husky and helpless. I let go and stepped back. "No kiss? Fine." I shook my head and turned to leave. She grabbed my sleeve, her voice trembling. "Sincere, I really don't know what to do with you." The next second, she stood on tiptoe and kissed me. I immediately took control, cupping her head, our breaths mingling as we kissed deeply. Not far away, the host let out a sharp scream, drawing everyone's attention. Half sober, I saw Victoria boldly facing the camera, her fingers intertwined with mine, smiling. "Let me reintroduce myself. I'm Victoria, Sincere's girlfriend," she announced. That night, as the wind and snow raged outside, I held Victoria in my arms, watching her make at least 10 phone calls, all with the same message. Do you have a boyfriend? Oh, you don't? Just letting you know, Sincere and I are back together. I'm his girlfriend now. Let's have dinner sometime. She hung up each time with a satisfied smile. The live comments went wild. Victoria's friends must be cursing her in their sleep, and if Victoria had a tail, it would be wagging like crazy now. Others added, seeing them back together makes my life feel complete, and Victoria's official announcement crashed Weibo. I tried several times to log in, finally succeeding. Just as I was about to respond to some negative comments, I saw Ethan and Sophie already defending us. Ethan replied to a hater, "You don't like the person Victoria loves? Are you questioning her taste? I never thought I'd want Sincere as a brother-in-law, but Victoria loves him to death. Got a problem with that?" Sophie added, "Enough. Victoria has put everything on the line to get her man back. If you scare him away, she'll come after you." Feeling the alcohol take over, I hugged Victoria and fell asleep. Sometime later, I felt gentle kisses on my cheek and heard her whisper, "Sincere, I love you. I love you so much." I smiled, thinking how lucky I was. Despite my bad luck in games, I was fortunate to have my lost love return to me. But my luck seemed to be quite good as well. The love I once lost had found its way back to me.